Welcome to the live Canary Live Podcast. I am your host, Jeff Moore. I have a fantastic guest today. One Dan. How are you?
Good, Jeff. Good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Great. Good to hear.
Just first names today?
Oh, just Dan. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That'll be perfect.
Maybe I shouldn't have even said that. So.
East, west, west, east. We're going to go back and forth across the U.S. We're going to go to Africa for a while. It's going to be a fun story.
Good.
Let's do it. The last podcast ended with me saying, if you have $500 and you're single, just go. And that's where we're going to start this thing.
What if you don't have $500?
Well, what if you have $600 then?
Then
you should still go.
Still go.
Yeah.
Still go.
400, borderline.
Borderline.
300, you might want to stick around for another $200.
Make your $200, get out of town.
Yeah, it might be a touch too little. But yeah, okay. So that was the outro. If you got $500 and you're single, just go.
Okay.
It's really not that hard.
Not hard at all.
It's like you go into Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, $500. That's all it takes. Sure.
It's simple. No, go ahead and start there. And how did you come into getting tickets basically to hike Mount Kilimanjaro?
Yeah, sure. Well, Kilimanjaro. Yeah, I mean, I guess not too many people have hiked Mount Kilimanjaro, especially people on this podcast, as this is the second podcast I think that you've had.
I think you're the first and
probably
last.
Probably the first and last, but yeah, I think it all started flying home to the Midwest for Christmas and getting stuck in the Detroit airport. Actually, it wasn't even getting stuck. It was just, they were overbooked and they needed somebody to pass on a flight, and I'm cheap, so they offered me an airline voucher, and I think it was $400, but the flight attendant thought I was cute or something, and so it became $500. And
I doubt that very much.
No, probably not. I have a voice for radio, not a face. So anyway,
that's a terrible joke.
Anyway, it is a terrible joke. We'll cut that out later on, right?
Nope.
All in. So yeah, $500 airline voucher in the Detroit airport, and
which is a lovely airport, by the way.
It is lovely. It is lovely. Yeah. Fountain in the middle and whatnot, but. Anyway, so this $500 airline voucher is just sitting around for maybe 6 months or something like that. And
right.
Airline vouchers expire after a year, I believe. And so...
I don't know that.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
All right.
So, those damn airlines. It's not, you can't...
Those damn greedy airlines.
That's right.
Last podcast, an airline killed puppies.
Really?
Yeah. It's those damn sneaky airlines.
That's a
greedy
shitty way to die. Those puppies never knew what was coming.
We should just rename this Damn Airlines Podcast. All right, go ahead.
Go ahead. All right.
So you and your dad went to Africa.
Yeah, so we went to Africa. So
was it celebrating anything or just?
Well, my dad said you're turning 30, so I turned 30 when this happened, and I turned 30 when I had the airline voucher at least. And so we decided we started talking about potential things to do. One, maybe hiking a mountain somewhere because we like to go hike, especially out in Colorado and things like that. And then we talked about potential of going to Machu Picchu, which my folks actually came back from not too long ago. But then I just mentioned my dad. I said, I've always wanted to go to Africa. What would you think about, going to Kilimanjaro and hiking Kilimanjaro? And I think he thought about it for maybe a day or so and said he was in. He wanted to do some epic adventure. So did I. Always been fascinated by that part of the world. And so we
Have you guys done anything like this before?
No epic trip. This is the first guy.
Father-son
epic
nice.
journey. Epic journey into
That's what happens when I think like a parent's kids get money and they can actually afford to like do things on their own.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You want to sort of, you want to share those experiences with your family. And my dad was turning, he was 58 years old, I guess, when that happened.
So did you make it to the summit?
We did. Yep.
Awesome.
19,300.
Guided or solo?
It was guided. It was guided.
So you didn't carry your own pack?
We
like
did not. We carried a day pack, basically.
Not like a girl, like someone that can't carry their own pack. Because
Yeah,
women are very good at carrying packs.
It was like a pink backpack, with a Hello Kitty backpack up the mountain. Certainly not. No, we had a backpack. It actually started out, we were going to have 10 or 11 guides. I don't know, 10 or 11 porters. Porters. Basically a Sherpa of Africa is called a porter.
I believe the correct pronunciation is Sherpa.
Sherpa. That may be it.
That's not. It's
not.
Sherpa. It's definitely Sherpa.
It's Sherpa. But anyway. So yeah, when we booked the trip,
I was thinking of the dog, Sharpei.
It's not the same, Jeff.
Nope. So it was not a tiny dog that led you.
That would have been a more interesting story.
Okay, sorry. So you make it to the summit.
Yeah, we made a summit. Absolutely.
Any casualties?
No casualties.
No one died. Great.
No one died.
No one got sick?
We got sick a little
Blight?
bit. What's that?
Nothing?
No, nothing deathly ill, but a little stomach bug from here to there. Don't drink the water on Kilimanjaro.
Like out of the river?
Like out of the river. Just don't do it.
Oh.
We didn't do that either, but just don't do it.
That's just a fact.
Just a fact.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So this story starts actually in a bowling alley. The real story of Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, actually, this story is a lot more exciting than Kilimanjaro. The bowling alley story. I tell you what. Yeah.
So the Kilimanjaro story is brilliant. You and your father have a great trip.
Oh, it's fantastic.
But the real story, the one that involves both of us, started in a bowling alley.
Right, exactly, yeah.
I believe it started with a text message from you as I was leaving class.
That sounds about right. Sounds like I've probably done that.
You said you were going to watch the Clemson game at the bowling alley down the street within 2 blocks of me.
Right.
As I'm walking out of class on a Saturday.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, and I said, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Beer's around. So we're drinking a beer.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. I walk out on the balcony to have a smoke, and I meet this couple out there. Locals to North Carolina, but they're actually from Greenville, North Carolina, I believe.
Yeah, Greenville.
They were out east.
Hour and a half away, 2 hours, something like that.
Yeah, they came in for the
away.
NC State game. I guess they were alum from NC State.
There's a fair going on, as I recall, something like that.
Oh, that's right. They were here for the fair.
They were here for the fair. Did you forget that? You forgot the story you were telling, Jeff.
I did. They were here for the fair. Oh, man.
Yeah.
They drove an hour and a half for the NC State fair.
A lot of people drive an hour and a half.
That's actually true, yeah.
Don't knock your fan base here.
I know. Yeah. Okay. So they drove in for the fair, and they had just gotten back from the fair, and they were at the bowling alley enjoying a beer.
You got to rewind after the NC State fair, as anybody knows. It's just
what? Yeah, you got to unwind.
Yeah, you got to unwind, not rewind. You got to unwind.
You got to unwind.
With a beer at the bowling alley, absolutely.
Yeah. So what we do is, let me preface this story by saying there was an epidemic.
Was there?
There's an epidemic in Africa, Ebola.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
Nothing to laugh about.
The news was all about Ebola coming into America via Africa.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you and I were sitting on this balcony with this couple. They were not aware of us even being there. They were just kind of there. We had not spoken to them at all. And you and I were talking about your trip to Africa. Yeah. And how you had just gotten back.
Yeah.
From Africa.
Like just gotten back. Like, like not even within the quarantine period, really, for Ebola. You're supposed to have a good, 3 weeks or something.
Days back from Africa.
A couple days.
We're enjoying this story. And then they kind of realize, and now they're part of the conversation. You, and the look on their faces was adorable. It was absolutely adorable. But I believe it was her. She goes, "You just got back from Africa?"
And I said, "Yes."
Yeah. I did. I was climbing Mount Kilimanjaro.
No big deal. Kilimanjaro safari, whatever.
And he was like, "Whoa, wait a minute. Isn't the quarantine period like 3 weeks?" And you're like, "Yeah, I just got back. It's no big deal." It was in a different part of Africa.
Yeah.
That was how you sold it. No, I was in a different part of Africa. But weren't you in an airport? Yeah, I was in a different part. In an airport that was a different part of Africa.
Well, people don't know that Africa is a big country.
Right. But
Very,
you're still
very
in
big.
an airport in Africa.
Yes.
Where there's all these people traveling around.
That's right.
And fecal matter is just in the air.
In the airport, absolutely. And African airports, I hope there's no African airports listening to this podcast, but...
Again, the airlines. Got them again.
Yeah, got him again. Yeah, so what was... What did he say? Do you recall?
I don't recall exactly, but he was very disturbed by the fact.
Yeah. I think I probably slid a little bit closer to him. He slid a little bit further away. One of those type deals.
A little cat and mouse.
Yeah, a little cat and mouse action.
Oh, man, that was funny. Well, then she was... Remember then, she was like, "Oh, my God, you just climbed a mountain?" And you're like, "Yeah, actually, I just finished a marathon yesterday." And that just blew her top. She's like, "Jesus Christ, Jeremy." I can't remember her boyfriend's name.
Yeah, let's call him Jeremy. Yeah.
"Jesus Christ, Jeremy, we don't do any... Our big weekend was coming to the NC State Fair. He just got back from Africa climbing a mountain and ran a marathon yesterday."
So you need a beer at the bowling alley after those things. That's how, you know.
You just got to unwind.
That's right. Both people unwind and, just 4 people unwind.
Just 4 people unwind.
That's right. That's where you go.
I was just getting out of the class for my MBA. No big deal. Just trying to unwind.
NBD, baby. NBD.
MBA.
Yeah. Oh, MBA. I gotcha.
Yeah. MDB is a movie site online where you can look up.
I was trying to say NBD. No big deal. But
MBA,
That's
NBD.
Okay. We'll cut all this stuff out. That's fine.
Well played, sir.
Yeah, I try.
So yeah, they instantly felt, and then they went into stories of things they wanted to do in their life, and they were like, "Oh my God, we suck so bad, Jeremy. Jeremy, what happened to us? We're just this aging couple that goes to state fairs."
Well, I do think they were younger than us, so
they were definitely younger.
They do have some time in their lives to make up for it.
True, but if they have $500, they should just go. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why feel sorry for yourself? Okay, you run into someone that's done all these amazing things, and you go home feeling like shit. That's the wrong way to think. What you should think is, I got $500. Jeremy, let's go to Africa and not get Ebola.
That's how dreams happen, man.
That's how dreams come true.
$500, $500, a little planning,
And maybe a trip to Detroit and they cancel your flight and you get a voucher, Jeremy. I mean, Jeremy, what are we doing sitting here?
Look, the NC State Fair is just the start, all right? People start at different places.
They got big dreams.
Big dreams. That's how it starts.
I can't remember one of their big dreams. They were talking about like going west or something.
I think they might have made something up when we told them.
And I was like,
I was in Africa.
Yeah, I was in Oregon for 3 years, and they're like,
another state that we haven't been to. Yeah.
But the good thing is we didn't rub it in.
No, we didn't. We were very classy in our world travels.
Yeah. But I did want to show them how important it was to travel.
I think travel is a beautiful thing. I think it opens your horizons and. You're not gonna learn anything by staying where you're at. And
no,
so you
it's
can
the same information constantly.
Yeah, you can do that. $500 is not a lot of money. You can go halfway across the country and back with $500. Just hop on a Greyhound bus or one of those dollar buses that takes you
train ticket.
Yeah, train ticket. It's easy.
Go
do a solo trip sometime.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
All right, so I have a random story since we were talking about Portland, Oregon.
I've heard interesting things about Portland.
From me?
No, from everybody else but you.
Oh. Yeah, mine weren't that interesting. I went there, was there for 3 years. Nothing really happened.
Nothing happens in Portland, so I've heard.
Right.
Am I wrong? A little wrong?
Let me put it to you this way.
Tell me more.
Portland is a state. Nope, city. Oregon is a state. Portland is a city.
Okay.
Capital. Nope, that's Eugene. Damn. Portland is a city. Let me just start.
You learned a lot in 3 years.
All right. So Portland is the major metropolitan city there, and it's a cornucopia of freaks, geeks, weirdos, bikers, truckers, vagrants, vagabonds, gypsies, Romanians, a collaboration of all sorts of people. Ruskies. Sorry, Russians.
Russians, yes.
And by the way, Romanians don't like Russians.
Why not?
Okay, so funny story. I had neighbors of mine, Romanians. Not Romani. That's traveling gypsies. They were Romanians.
Yes, yes.
So he came to the U.S. Him and I would drink beers on after work and whatnot. But he came to the U.S. Via a steamboat.
Really?
Yeah. Again, if you got $500, go. This dude had literally no money, $0.
Less than 500. Yes.
Way less.
$500 less
He
than 500.
somehow got from Romania to France. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he was a world traveler with no money. He was a gypsy. He was a Romani. Anyway, he's in France. He's trying to get a boat on a steamship, the big cargo ships. Him and I think it was 5 other Romanis.
Sure.
Were trying to get past security to get on the boat. And they had contacts in New York, where if they got to New York, they could make it. First night, 5 of them try to board the ship.
Mm-hmm.
They all get caught and beaten and put in a van and taken 10 miles away and kicked off the van, out of the van. Later that night, they try it again. They make it back there that same night. Try again. Again, same outcome.
So they got beaten twice in one night?
Bludgeoned. Taken further away, dropped off. Don't come back here, you SOBs. Ha ha ha. It's France.
Right.
Had to throw that in.
Yeah, of course.
That's setting a scene.
Yeah, people can't relate if you don't do that.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Je
They
m'appelle.
did not say that to those guys. They're more like fouille foutoir.
Which means
Something.
I'm going to beat you and...
Yeah, and bludgeon you.
Right.
Anyway, so next day, night falls, the 5 try again. Somehow, 4 of them make it on, 1 doesn't. That person is captured and beaten almost to death, and then again dropped off. 4 of them make it. So they're on this cargo ship hiding out. And I'm going to leave out some details for the sanctity of the story. But anyway, so the ship leaves. They've got literally stale bread in their pockets, and they end up climbing to the top of the steam outflow of gas, some sort of gas. I think
like a
it's
smokestack or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, it condenses water on the top because of the heat exchange.
Mhm.
So they're drinking the water off of the top, eating their stale bread. 4 days. It gets into the harbor in New York. I think it was 4 days. Anyway, it gets into the harbor in New York. Now they have to get off of it without getting caught. They end up somehow figuring that out. So there's 4 of them in New York. They're running across literally open fields or wherever this cargo container place is. And they end up making it to a payphone. Somehow a cabbie takes them, who's also Romani, that just random, just sheer luck. They stop a cab. He's a Romani. He looks like them. They talk to him. He says, I'll take you to a payphone. He pays for it. They have a phone number to a dude in New York. He lets them crash in the back of a van, which happens to be his work van, of a dude he knows, who wakes them up in the morning and says, what are you doing in the back of my van? Luckily, he knows Romanian. He knows the guy that sent him there, puts him to work that same day. 2 years later, he makes it to Oregon with some Romanian friends of his, contacts, and ends up there with his brother.
So totally miraculous. Everything had to happen.
He willed it to happen.
Yeah. Persistence.
Yeah.
You got beaten 2 times and then still boarded the ship.
And probably more.
Yeah, probably.
I'm cutting the story.
America's a beautiful place, so
And I asked him, I said, why America? He goes, it's the most beautiful place in the world. He goes, Jeff, we're sitting here, we're drinking beer. No one's looking over my shoulder. My neighbor's not trying to steal my wife or kill me or rape my children or, pillage my house. This is the most beautiful place in the world. My brother sitting right next to me. This is the land. This is it. This is all I need. The dude he probably makes 30 grand a year, less than that. And it's the best place in the world. Period. So if you have $500, put it in your pocket and go.
Go from Romania to the U.S.
All right, that's my story about Portland.
Dude, that's
not even mine.
That's the story that
it's
someone.
Mine now.
Yeah, it's yours now. Yeah.
I told him. I said once I start writing and actually can write decently, I'm going to come find you. I know where he lives. I know where you live, man. But I'm gonna find him and I'm actually gonna write his story because it's absolutely amazing. That's
just
the Cliff
the tip
Notes
of the
version.
iceberg. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You just got.
He's got stories about
podcast.
being in Italy with no money and staying in posh hotels and just sleeping on the couch, like up in the 5th floor, like passing out, wine drunk. Great. It's a great dude.
I think people in Portland live interesting lives regardless. I think that's where you end up, right? If you lived an interesting life, you just go west. You know?
What I'm finding out is Raleigh's similar. It's like I said, a cornucopia of all these people that are castaways and degenerates and stuff, and the city just opens their arms and accepts them. Rarely do you meet anyone from Raleigh that's actually born and raised in Raleigh. It's so rare. Portland, almost never. Almost never. Which is a beautiful thing. Again, $500.
It's a community,
$500 in your pocket from Michigan. You can get there and live.
Start a new
figure
life.
it out. The city is welcoming. Everyone there is welcoming. It's a beautiful thing. Dan, this has been good. I think we.
I think we're touching on some.
I think Pandora's box is about to open.
I hope it does.
Really.
All right, that's what we've been hoping for the whole time, right?
Because we just went west to Portland for a story.
West is a good place to go.
And then east to Romania, and then France, and then back to Portland. We're about to go south now.
Let's go south. Let's go south, Jeff. I think that's a great place to head.
We're going way south. All right, let's take a break.
Yeah, hi folks, Philip T. Hines here, bringing you another great travel opportunity. This is the couple's dream, especially for those liberated swingers out there. This trip for 4 to beautiful Versailles is truly a once-in-a-millennia type deal. The all-expense-paid trip puts you smack dab into the bustling downtown center of one of the world's most beautiful cities. The architecture will take your breath away, so don't forget the camera, so you can share this memorable experience and dream photos with all your friends back home. What's that, Judy? Versailles? No, it's pronounced Versailles. Kentucky? What? Versailles, Kentucky? Let me see the paperwork. I wonder why this didn't have passport information with it. But, Judy, it's still a pretty good deal. Judy, give me the phone number to call. As my great uncle used to say, don't slow down, you gotta catch up to these amazing once-in-a-lifetime deals. Thanks. To lock in this pricing and score your dream vacation, just call 1-888-7...
And we're back from a word from our sponsors. I love our sponsors, by the way. They're the greatest.
Sponsors are amazing, actually.
But ours are really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they do a lot for us, and I think we uphold our end of the bargain there.
I think so, too.
All right, let's get back to the story. $500, Dan. What would you do with $500?
Well,
hold on 1 second.
Are we starting this podcast over? Because
No.
I told you I would go to Kilimanjaro.
All right, so you've got a story, and I want to preface this by saying you get your undergraduate degree from Clemson,
right?
You've got less than $500.
I've got much less than $500.
You've got negative $400,000.
Not quite that much negative money, but yeah.
Oh, you didn't go to Duke.
No, that's right. Sorry for our Duke listeners out there. We know your pain. But yes,
No,
yes.
you don't.
No, actually, we don't, because we preface this by saying none of us went to Duke. so we don't know your
Well,
pain.
that and they're not $500,000 in debt.
That's a lot of money to be in debt.
Blue Bloods.
Yeah. But
They're not in debt. Oh, by the way, all our 7 million listeners now on YouTube, we've got a guest in the house that's sitting in on this one. So if you hear some background laughter,
don't be alarmed.
he's here for the story. So that's yeah. Don't be alarmed.
Some people shouldn't have a mic. This man should not have a mic.
It's the modern podcast laugh track.
He's just gonna sit. He's just gonna sit in the corner and drink some beer.
Modern day podcast laugh track.
Absolutely.
All right. So you get out of college.
Yeah, that's right.
You're at Clemson. You're done. You go back home. Let's do it.
Yeah. Proud day, graduation day. Graduate from Clemson. Go Tigers. And I timed the leaving of my apartment very poorly because I graduated college, and and my lease was done the next day, and so that's not a good time for your lease to be done if you don't know what you're going to do with your life and you don't have a job and you don't know where you're going to live. So,
but your folks aren't far.
Yeah, my folks live pretty close by. I lived in Raleigh, and so I tried to make it happen. I applied for a couple of jobs down in South Carolina, and I was still dating a girl down there at the time. But I applied for a couple of jobs, and wanted to stick around. Ended up crashing at my fraternity's, some couch for about a week. Put everything I had in one room.
Was it in the basement?
It was not in the basement, fortunately. All the parties happen in the basement. That's not a good place.
You do not want to sleep.
You do not want to sleep in the basement of a fraternity house. No, not gonna happen. No, so tried to make it work for a week, and then decided I didn't have any money, so did the whole post-college, begged mom and dad to come back. Borrowed mom's minivan, moved all my stuff back home, and there I did live in the basement, Jeff. So there I did live in the basement for 2 or 3 months.
Are you worried about the couch in the basement of your folks' house?
I'm not worried about that couch as much. I've lived on that
as
couch.
Much.
They probably shouldn't be worried either.
Okay, sorry to interject.
You threw me off there.
I know, I did.
That's all right.
Go for it.
Yeah, so 3 months of the parents' place, and as many of you know, living with your parents post-college is not ideal, and it didn't go well with me. So the first opportunity I had to leave, I did, and I got a call from my old boss at Chili's, where I proudly have worked for
Fine establishment.
Fine establishment. I love Chili's.
Hopefully a sponsor.
Chili's, hope you're listening to this. If you like what you hear tonight.
Good. Is that there?
No.
Oh.
Continue. It's like the baby back, but anyway, so yeah. So get out of Dodge. So my old boss, her daughter was having a kid, and she said, "Hey, would you like to house sit for me for 2 months while I go hang out with my daughter up in New Hampshire? All you have to do is watch my cat. I'll let you live rent free for a little while." I said, "Well, that sounds like a great deal. All I need to do is..."
What's the cat's name?
I don't know. It doesn't have anything to do with the story. Garfield. It sounded like Garfield watched TV with me. We shared many fond memories together. But but anyway, so I go back to my roots, go back to college, and while I'm down there, I end up getting a job at GE Energy.
Oh,
probably not gonna be one of our sponsors, but
nope.
we can we can dream.
A boy can dream.
A boy can dream. So I get a job at GE Energy doing logistics for him up in a town about 45 minutes away from the college town. Okay. So it's good. All I need is a roommate at the time, and I end up finding this guy through a friend of a friend. Don't really know him too well, but we both need a place to live, and so it's a good situation. Just living in Clemson, drinking $7 liquor pitchers, making adult money.
Yeah.
Having a good time.
Yeah.
And the usual, yeah.
Yeah. Post-college, you got $500 now.
Yeah, exactly.
Go.
Exactly.
You ready to go?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Yeah. So $500. Anyway, I was living with this guy, and he was in a bad place at the time. He had the post-college blues, I believe. He was sitting in the apartment complex, and his dog was living with us in the apartment complex. Just his dog had his own room. He needed changes in his life,
Why did the dog have its own room?
Oh, he was an apartment manager at the complex.
The dude was.
The dude was, yeah.
And you lived with
I
him
lived
and
with
his dog.
him, so we made a beer pong table that folded down from the ceiling or folded down from the wall.
Was his dog named Eddie?
No, I can't remember his dog's name.
That's
Max.
the dog from Garfield.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
This is off to a terrible start.
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
Go for it.
Go for it. So anyway, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I just threw you a curveball.
You threw me a curveball.
So anyway, he's an apartment manager. You're living with Eddie.
Yeah,
and
apartment
your
manager. Living with Eddie and my roommate, who needs a change in his life at this point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he decided, look, I'm not going to get a job in the real world right now. I should probably just go back to grad school somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's what a lot of people do, right? You can't find a job, you just go back to grad school. So
yeah,
looking at several schools, and he said, I'm looking at this school out in San Diego. It's called San Diego State. And he said, I'd like to visit. Well, me, having my newfound GE money, I decided, well, that would be fantastic if I accompanied you out to San Diego.
Yeah.
Post college. As your lawyer. So if you get in any trouble, I'll be there for you. Little did I know the reverse was about to happen.
Okay, so you're in San Diego.
Yeah. So we fly out to San Diego. We're staying with my great aunt for a couple days.
Who watched the dog?
Man, I don't know what happened to that dog. We never came back for Eddie. Oh my God, what happened?
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. So we go out to San Diego, and we have an awesome trip. We stay out there. He gets his college visit in. We decided to do a couple other cool things.
Did you do the college visit with him? Because
No.
I hear the population of females on that campus are quite stunning.
Yeah, we saw some women. We saw some women that trip.
Don't be so vulgar about it.
Females? We saw some females that trip? Is that what I should say?
No, it was the eyebrows that really made it weird.
Right. Again, I told you we should not be looking at each other when you say this.
All right, Dan. I'm sorry. So you're staying with your great aunt.
Yeah, we stayed with my grandma's sister. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
In a bungalow?
No, she lived about 6 miles from the Mexican border. So yeah, we stayed there, and we absolutely. But we're not into that. No drugs. Anyway, we have a good time. Like in San Diego, he does his college visit. We go to Joshua Tree National Park, camp there for a night or two. Then we drive out to LA, hang out, do like all the touristy stuff. We get a hotel in Santa Monica Boulevard, hang out with a girl I knew from high school. Hike up to the Hollywood sign. I was like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Nice.
Imagine that. Take like 7 or 8 turns and get up to the top of the Hollywood sign, and so yeah, I mean, as an amazing trip as you could want it to be.
But what happened?
What happened?
Yeah.
Well, the thing that happened, Jeff, is that we had more time.
Oh, great.
We had more time. So
because your grandma's sister lives 6 miles from the border of Mexico.
Mexico.
Right.
Which
Ye old Mexico.
Mexico?
You know what city is close to the border?
In fact, I do. Because that's what this story is about today. Is a little time in Tijuana.
Hold the donkeys.
Yeah. No donkeys in this story, but
go for it.
Maybe another story.
How do we get there?
Yeah. So anyway, we had this hot little PT Cruiser rental vehicle. We had driven around the entire trip.
Woo.
Yeah, I know, fancy, right? So we we go to my great aunt's place. This is Sunday night at about, I don't know, maybe 2 p.m.
Oh.
And we get there and we say, we've done all this amazing thing. We've gone to Joshua Tree. We went to L.A. We've hiked up to the Hollywood sign.
Right.
My goodness,
You've done it all.
We've done it all. Yeah, we've driven through Laguna Beach where the MTV shows are. Like, this is all bucket list stuff. What else is there to do, right? Well, my cousin had said, my cousin who hang glides, first of all, so he's a little out there anyway, but he said, you guys got to go to Tijuana. He's like,
Tijuana.
The tacos in Tijuana are just amazing. Just amazing tacos. Not that you can't get amazing tacos in San Diego, because I'm
just
pretty
gonna say.
sure you can get.
You gotta get across the border to get it.
Pretty sure you can get amazing tacos in San Diego.
Yeah.
So we say, all right, what are we gonna do? We're gonna take our little PT Cruiser over to the border, and we're gonna spend the evening in Tijuana.
Oh, lovely.
It is lovely, yeah. So
The drug wars, no FBI sending guns or anything.
Parker, you're not. Parker, you're not do.
Does that throw you off? I was just curious if I wanted to.
Just a laugh track.
Damn it. Overstep my boundaries.
You want to sit in the captain's chair? You got to put on the hat. All right. Just stop asking questions. That's all.
Makes it. I mean, it makes sense.
All right.
yeah,
We're not
you
cutting
can't
that, by the way. We're not going to cut
you
that.
can't ask questions because they can't hear you.
Yeah.
So
They can't hear you. So he's just answering random
But I
things.
wonder, like, I came closer, so I was wondering.
No, they
what
can-
distance would
It
be.
sounds like this. Hey, how about Tijuana? That's all they hear.
I was just curious about the whole distance with the mic.
Laugh track.
All
All
right.
right. Yeah, we're back.
are we back? Are we back?
Yeah, we're live.
We're live. Okay.
No,
Okay.
the mics are live.
All the rest is good. We're gonna do like a new intro here, and then
No.
oh, this is all live. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Gotcha. So where were we? We're at Tijuana. So we park our car. It's about 3-4 p.m. at the border, and we this is the days before where you have to show your passport to get into Mexico.
Right.
You might have to show your passport to get into the U.S., but you don't have to show your passport to get into Mexico.
Right,
back in those days.
Right.
So we park our cars. We walk across the little bridge or whatever to the border patrol. Show our ID, or not even show our IDs, but we look like Americans, so they say you're free to come into our country. And so we cross the
Doleros.
yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Nice. Key reference. I like that. So anyway, we get into Mexico, and if nobody's been to Mexico, or Tijuana in particular, it's just like nothing like the U.S. It's, third world country. It's completely different. So it's almost a culture shock immediately once you cross the border.
Okay.
Because we were there lined up, and there's taxis waiting to take you wherever you want to go.
Like
wherever you wanna
wherever,
go.
like middle of the desert
like-
with a bag on your head.
like
next to
wherever.
next to a hole in the sand.
That's right. If you have a wish, it can be granted.
Yeah.
In Mexico. So yeah, we get in there, and there are taxis, and we say, no, not right away. We're not going to take a taxi right away. And it's just like a totally different world there. It's the you can see poverty all around. People just trying to make a living. Kids juggling, for quarters and pennies. Anyway, that's depressing. I'm going to get
Yeah.
past that and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So the real story. So we walk into Mexico, and we stop at this shop by the border. Maybe 3-minute walk till the border, something like that.
Yeah.
And sit down. It's about 4 or 5 o'clock. Well, what do people do about 4 or 5 o'clock? Well, they have dinner. They have drinks. They eat. Cervezas maybe. So we stop at this shop, and they have margaritas.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely.
Very lovely. Well, not only do they have margaritas, but it's 2-for-1 margarita day.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. And
Fishbowl size.
Fishbowl size. Yeah, fishbowl size. And it's not even 2-for-1. It's pour your own tequila. So they basically come to the table with 2 bottles in their hands of tequila in each hand, and they just start pouring, and you just tell them when. And so being 23, I think at the time, 22,
Yeah.
23 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna let them keep pouring for a little while.
You may have overstepped your bounds.
You've seen my tolerance.
Did you tickle the worm in
The-
your pour?
There were no worm tickling in Tijuana. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, but
No, the worm in the bottom of the
No.
bottle.
no.
Oh, I meant, did you go so far that you bubbled the worm?
Well, we went pretty far.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you
It's
had
probably
some
half tequila, half.
dinner and margaritas.
We just had margaritas at the first place.
Oh, no dinner.
No dinner.
Oh,
No,
okay.
No. Why? Yeah.
Yeah, why-
Dinner's for yeah.
Why waste it?
Yeah, we had a late lunch or something.
Go
so,
for it.
Yeah, margaritas. So 2-for-1 margaritas. in Mexico. First place we see, which is incredible, by the way. You know,
It's a great value.
it's a great way to get started. You know, maybe $7 for 2-for-1 margaritas. Can't beat it. So anyway, perks of Tijuana. I would tell anybody, you know, go to that first shop, have your 2-for-1 margaritas, come back. You know, that's great.
That's a great trip.
That's a great trip.
Yep.
That's a great trip.
You did not.
It didn't stop there.
No.
It
no,
didn't stop
no,
there.
No.
So yeah, what happened next was we ended at that place and we walked along into Tijuana a little bit, and all along the way, you know, somebody's trying to sell you something. So we walked along, and a couple guys asked if we needed. We couldn't remember what they were going to say. We couldn't figure out what they were saying at first, but we figured out eventually that they said something that was called Cialis.
Oh, yeah.
Which you know. We didn't need into that.
Boner pills.
Yeah, boner pills like Viagra. Yeah, we didn't need into that, so we were like, no, you know, we're gonna pass this right now. But they were trying to sell us some stuff, so.
You want to look like a donkey? I'm gonna cut that.
Yes, you are. You are absolutely gonna cut that.
I
Yeah.
doubt it.
No, it's not gonna get. Not gonna get cut. So anyway, Jeff, we walk into Tijuana a little bit further, and it's a little bit closer to dinner time because we haven't had dinner yet. And we go to this restaurant that's in a basement, and see the basement reference. It just keeps coming back, doesn't it? So the interesting thing about this restaurant is that you get there, and we sat in a booth, and on the table is nothing but alcohol. Nothing but alcohol. So
Like bottles?
you have your shots. You have pre-made shots. You have beers, cervezas, if you will.
You just sit down at a table and it's already pre-poured.
It's already pre-poured. The shots are in the shot glasses.
You know what they called that in Portland in like the early times of Portland, like just when it was a state and just trying to get things figured out? It's called getting shanghaied. You end up below in a tunnel and taken out, gone from your family. It's called getting shanghaied. It's a real thing on the West Coast.
Well, all right.
All right, so you sit down at a table with pre-poured drinks.
Yeah, pre-poured drinks. Yeah, absolutely. And so, you know, having already had a little bit of tequila, I don't know how you are. How are you with tequila, Jeff?
I'm not great. I get sweaty and hot and naked.
Well, I get aggressive, also naked, and you know, like you can conquer the world.
Oh,
So Tijuana. So the perfect. Everybody who's listening to this podcast has probably been there before if they have had tequila, and
yeah.
So that's what happened. So we had these pre-poured drinks, and it's drink. If you drink it, you pay for it. If you don't drink it, you don't pay for it.
Oh, that's fair.
But the temptation's there. I'm saying so. We drank it. We
all of it.
Not all of it. Not all of it. I can't say all of it. Yes, we drank. We drank every single thing that was on the table. You know, all of it.
Did you really?
No.
Oh,
no.
Most of it.
A little bit of it. Some of it. Yeah.
Pre-poured drinks.
Pre-poured drinks. Yeah.
You know they were laced.
Probably. Yeah.
Does that help the story?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. So we go there. We have our dinner, and we leave this place.
What'd you have, by the way?
Oh, I don't know. A couple shots of tequila. Probably more tequila. Because that's what I love, or used to love.
You had a liquid lunch and a liquid dinner.
Yeah, yeah. We had some food, though.
Hold on 1 second.
I think we might have had some chips at that place.
1 second.
So we leave the restaurant. We have chips, chips and salsa, and a lot of alcohol, but maybe some food too. I just don't remember that part of the story so well. But it's not important to the overall story. So we leave this place, and you know it's Sunday night. It's still about 7 o'clock, something like that. And we're walking around Tijuana, and we walk out, and the first thing we see is this little Mexican guy that comes up to us and hands us some cards. and if somebody hands you some cards in Mexico, you know, what do you think there is going to be on them?
Naked ladies.
Naked ladies, of course. So.
Women of the night.
Women of the night. This gentleman asks us if we'd like to
Likely
go to
trollops.
fine establishments of Tijuana where ladies might be dancing without some you know
Without the clothes on.
without the clothes on. Yes. I don't know how to say that more better than that. But. Okay.
Naked ladies.
Naked ladies.
Women of the night. I think friends of the road.
Friends of the road. Friends of the road. We're gonna edit all those to say
No.
friends of the road.
No, just go ahead.
So we go to this. We follow this little guy to a strip club in Mexico.
Oh, you took him up on it.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, gotcha.
Is it
Agave.
Yeah, it's the tequila, guys. It's not me. It's the tequila. Yeah, of course. And so yeah, we decide to nothing else is going on, so we decide to follow this guy to a strip club. And well, we get in the strip club, and we immediately notice that something's wrong. It's a little bit too quiet for a strip club, and we don't see any women. So
You're gonna get shanghaied.
we were kind of like, this is kind of interesting. And so this guy comes up to us and he says, "No, you come with me. You come with me." Motion to my friend, and says the same thing to me. And we say, "Oh, what's going on?" He says, "No, $10. She have good time with you, like in back room."
At least he knows English.
Yeah, a little bit. Enough to run a business at least.
Yeah.
So
He's an entrepreneur.
well, we decide that this might not be exactly the way that we want to spend our time in Tijuana. I'm gonna say that I'm no prejudice against any viewers out there who have, but I've never paid for sex before, and
What?
I didn't want it to start in Tijuana.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
You thought it would just be the titties and beer, the normal titties and beer, but
It's a whorehouse.
It is a whorehouse. It's absolutely a whorehouse. $10, $15. That's a lot of
much?
money over there, but we didn't want to partake. So me and my friend decide to.
You guys didn't bring protection. I think that's the problem.
Yeah. We did not. We did not. So we decide to get out of there as soon as we can. And we start walking down the street, and it's it's maybe 8 o'clock at this point in time. And we've survived a Tijuana whorehouse. So we're walking along the street. We're trying to find something to do. And it is, 7, 8 o'clock, and everything's dead. Everything's completely dead. And so we keep walking along the street, trying to find something else to do, and nothing else is happening. And we finally see this place at the very end of the road that looks like people are coming in and out of. Sunday night, 9 o'clock. Said, all right, let's check it out. Well, we go to this place, and it's awesome. It's like the one place in town that stuff's going on. It's basically a Tijuana club.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So this is like a real dance club on a Sunday night in Tijuana.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
I think everything could go wrong. We're not quite there yet. Not quite there yet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, of course. So we go to this club, and it's amazing. It's like one of the greatest places I've ever been in my life. We walk in, and there's 3 huge separate dance halls sort of connected to each other. Yep.
I was just trying to set the scene.
No, that was exactly right.
Nice.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
Nice.
Except a
Electronica.
very very Latin, and not like that at all. but very similar in a not at all similar way.
Okay.
So we enter this club, and it's a great place to be. It's like, all this, all this cool kind of music, a bar in each type place. Ladies, as far as the eye can see, and
Ladies!
everybody's here. It's amazing.
Nice.
So we get in this place, and we meander through the first place, and we get a beer or two. No tequila at this point in time. Just we're classing it up. We're just cerveza, maybe some Coronas, something like that. So we walk into the second room of dancing, and we're at the bar again. Getting our second round of drinks at this place.
Okay.
And I look over, and I see these very bonita Tijuana ladies, 3 of them,
Nice.
sitting at the table and looking like they want some American attention in that night.
Some chicas.
Some chicas? Yeah, looking for some hombres.
That would be you and your friend.
Some gringos. Looking for some gringos, yes. Yeah, looking for some gringos, in fact. Gringos is a better word for yes. So, anyway, we're sitting here, and I say to my buddy. I said, John.
Muy caliente.
I say, John, look at those women. Look at those women. They're gorgeous. And we should go talk to them. He says,
yeah, absolutely.
He says, oh, I don't know, like maybe. I was like, no, we got this. I took high school Spanish, first of all.
Yeah,
of course, I've got this. I took like even a couple years in college.
Where's the library?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? And that's all you got to say, really. So, I said, John, let's go talk to these ladies and senoritas, these lovely senoritas bonitas. He says no, I just want to stay at the bar and drink my beer. I said, why? There are beautiful women in this world. You don't want to talk to them? Wah, wah, wah. So I said, well, if you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it. And so I go over to this table of these ladies and I start talking to them. And I think I used the line like, ¿Quieres bailar? Like, would you like to dance?
Did it sound German?
It sounded
when
very
you said
German.
It
yes. I have too much. It sounded very German, which was a huge turn on for very, very huge turn on for Tijuana women. I didn't know if you know that or not, but German sounding Spanish, that's where it's at. It's incredible.
All right.
So yeah. So I'm talking to these ladies and start having a conversation.
In Spanish?
In Spanish, of course.
No habla inglés?
No.
Them?
No habla inglés for them. No. So, but really, you're just talking through your eyes mostly, Jeff. If you...
Oh.
Don't give me that look right now.
I was trying to portray or project to you what you would look like in that situation.
Yes.
I was picturing you as a senorita at the bar. All right, go ahead.
This is not role play. This is not role play time.
All right, go ahead. All right, so you're flirting with some local Mexican women.
Yeah, flirting with some local Mexican women, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, everything's going well.
Yeah, everything's going well. Yeah, we're dancing. I'm dancing with them.
Oh, a little Irish Mexican sandwich.
It's good. It's very good. Yeah, it's amazing. They dance incredibly over there. It's just extremely sexual. There's no
a lot of gyration.
A lot of gyration, not a lot of touching. Just make you want more kind of thing. So
yeah.
Anyway, I'd said hey to these women, and I'm talking with them at the table, and I look over at my friend John and motion for him to come along. And John says, I don't think so. I don't think I'm gonna come. I said, well, what are you talking about?
Oh, John.
Yeah, why are you being a downer? I mean, I went ahead and made the first move. Went to talk to these women. I mean, everybody's got to have a wingman.
Right.
But
be the wingman, John.
Be the wingman, John. Like, come on, I've done everything it needs. But
you're clipping the Boeing, John.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it for some reason.
You're clipping the bird.
He clipped that bird, man.
It's a Boeing without wings.
That's right.
It's going down.
He didn't let me fly. But the thing is, I don't think I needed him to fly that night.
Oh.
Ooh, yes. But anyway,
well.
If John wasn't gonna come over, this is the one night in Tijuana. So why not have a good time with it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why not just this is my cultural exchange for the year?
I wouldn't say that.
No, maybe not.
Nope.
But so we're having a good time. So I'm dancing with these nice ladies.
Yeah.
And having a good time. And then I haven't seen John in a little while. So I decided that I may want to check up on him and see how he's doing. I can't find him in the club.
John's gone.
I don't know where he is. So anyway, it's a big club. We could have gotten lost. He's maybe in a different place.
Right.
So I say, it's getting around to be the end of the night, maybe 2 a.m.
In Tijuana.
In Tijuana. Yeah, in Tijuana. Yeah. 2 a.m. happens all across the globe. It's not only in Tijuana.
Not in Tijuana.
Not in Tijuana? It doesn't happen in Tijuana?
No.
It shouldn't happen in
Tijuana. It goes from midnight to 5 a.m.
That's kind of pretty close to reality, actually.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. So I'm talking to these women. I said, I need to call my buddy. And so this is the day back in where everybody had flip phones. Do you remember those?
No, I
Jeff?
don't.
You don't remember those? You
I'm
flip
just
open the
kidding.
phone, you know, and
Yeah, I had a Virgin Wireless one. I got
Yeah.
30 minutes a month.
yeah, this was Sprint. It was fantastic. You know, T9 Word. You remember that?
They're not a sponsor.
Oh man, dang! I didn't have to throw that plug in.
No,
Oh,
there's no plug in there.
So yeah, trying to find John. So I look in my phone, and my phone is dead.
Oh, you have a dead phone.
dead
and
phone.
No friend.
No
in
friend.
Tijuana.
I don't know where he is. So I decided to try to charge up the phone because this is the day where you can just push the on button and
Yeah.
it juices up for just a little bit.
Yeah.
Not totally dead. So I press the on button and it says I see this text message from John that says, from my buddy, that says, drunk, went back to America.
You're in Tijuana alone.
I'm in Tijuana alone right now.
By yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
How did he get back? Oh, he walked.
Well, I don't know where he is. I have no idea where he is. And so he says drunk, went back to America. I guess he's in America now. I'm in Tijuana.
Holy
He's in America.
fuck, you're in Tijuana by yourself, hammered.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. So completely hammered.
At least you got the senoritas.
I do have the scenarios.
Okay.
But I look at my phone and my phone dies again. You know, it's got enough charge just to read this text message. That's about it. Read one text message, phone dies again. Completely dead. So I decide the prudent thing to do at this point in time would probably be to find John in America. Go back to America.
Uh-huh.
Don't you think?
Yeah, that would be great. That's a great idea.
So I say goodbye to these lovely ladies. And
Do you want to take a break right now?
do I want to take a break right now?
Should we leave it a cliffhanger?
Sure.
Dun, dun, dun.
To be continued.
Where's John? And we're back from a word from our sponsors. Who knew we had so many? All right, let's continue the story. John is back in America via. That's what you get via text, and your phone
Yes.
is dead.
Right.
And you're in Tijuana, Mexico.
I'm in Tijuana, Mexico.
by yourself, no friends, no phone,
No phone.
no any way to contact anyone, and you have to get back to America.
To get back to America. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So I decided to leave this club. I'm pretty hammered at this point in time. I'm not gonna lie. This is a
How
night of.
freaked? What is your level of? I'm fucked.
I was fine. I
You
wasn't.
didn't have the gravity of the situation because
No.
the real gravity of the situation is you don't have a phone, you have no way of contacting anyone, and you're in Tijuana, Mexico by
Sure.
yourself.
Sure. I mean, everybody's
That's the
heard.
real gravity of the situation.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's
So
that-
if you disappear, you're gone.
Yeah, if I disappear, I'm gone. I mean, if I disappear, I'm. Nobody knows they know I left, but I don't come back. But I mean, we've walked to this place. All I have to do is walk back the same path and get back to America, find John. That's it. Like, end of story. It's not a problem. So I wasn't too worried. I mean, it's not good not to have your phone in Tijuana, but it's not good to be hammered in Tijuana. All
Add
those
those two
together, add those two
together.
together. Those two aren't great things.
These aren't train tracks in Raleigh
No,
without a shoe.
nobody.
This is real gravity.
This is I guess a serious situation. I don't. It wasn't really a serious situation at the time. I mean, would you think?
Yeah.
That's the problem. You don't think it at the time.
I know. Everybody says not to. Everybody had said before the trip not to go to Tijuana, but we wanted those tacos and we wanted those margaritas. So.
Okay, so John's gone.
John's gone. Got to find John. So I say goodbye to these women, exit the club, and start walking down the main stretch of main boulevard to go back to America. Well, get about maybe 2 blocks away from the club, and a block away, I see this cop car on the same side of the road that I'm walking, and there aren't too many people around at that point in time, and I know that I'm gonna have to pass this cop car to go back to America. Which isn't that big of a deal.
It's
What do
not-
you think?
It's dicey. You're a gringo in the middle of the night. There's no one on the street, and you're by yourself walking through Tijuana.
Oh, when you put it that way. So I start walking, and when I get to about a block away from this cop, the cop starts walking towards me. And he keeps walking, and he keeps walking. And then I'm like, this is not going to be great. And so the cop approaches me and he says, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm going back to America." Probably in Spanish, Probably said that in Spanish. Maybe in English, I'm not sure.
You can't speak Spanish that well.
No, I probably said it in English.
No, I mean not hammered.
Yeah.
Now add on
the German. It's the German in me, right?
Add
He
on.
couldn't understand me at all. So I see this cop, and he says, "Where are you going?" I said, "Back to America." He says, "No, you're not." I said, "What are you talking about?" He says, "I saw you." I said, "What are you talking about? You didn't see me." He says, "Yeah, I saw you." And he pointed to his left, and they had this other little Mexican guy in handcuffs with this other police car. He said, "I saw you. You were selling drugs with that guy over there."
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the butt pucker moment.
Oh yeah, that's when you get a little freaked out. So I saw that and I said, no, I wasn't doing that. And he said, "Yes, you were. I saw you." Well, all right,
Policia.
policia. So he says, "Get to the other side of the cop car. Get behind the cop car." You've seen this all in Cops, right? Put your hands on the back of the car.
Yeah. You're getting framed right now. You're getting framed for a crime that you've not done.
I'm absolutely. This is like.
And the cops there need money.
This is Hurricane Carter, actually.
You're a
sure.
gringo. They're gonna get their whatever.
They're gonna get their
$1,000 to get you out of there.
Right. They're gonna get their cut from me. But naive little American, just out of college. I didn't know that. I didn't know.
You need to fucking punch him in the dick and run.
I should have done that. Yeah.
How far away from the border were you?
Maybe 15 minutes.
That's a long run.
It's a long way. It's a long run. Yeah. I ran track and cross country in high school.
But anyway, he has a car and
he has a police car. He's also, I think he's a police officer, right? He
Right.
appears to be, and I think he still is a police officer. But he puts me on the back of the cop car, and he pats me down,
Mhm.
and then he puts handcuffs on me.
You're now under arrest by a Mexican cop in Tijuana by yourself, no cell phone.
That's right, cell phone dead.
And you're not getting a phone call.
I'm not calling anybody. I'm not getting a phone call. I'm not at that club anymore.
You're fucked.
Yeah, this is it. So,
Why didn't we take the break now?
we still can.
Okay, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
We still can. So, I get in this cop car,
Mhm.
and in the backseat of the cop car is this other little guy that they also arrested, arrested in quotation marks. And we're both handcuffed in the back of this cop car. And I'm drunk as hell. All I can remember saying is, "No drogas, no drogas, no drogas," in my best German, Spanish accent, which in Spanish
No
means...
drogas, no drogas.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very better. Which means no drugs in Espanol. And just pleading with the guy, just being like, I didn't do anything, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And we drive around for, probably what feels like an eternity, but probably what's like maybe 10 or 15 minutes just around Tijuana. And then we stop. And we stop in this desolate part of Tijuana, abandoned buildings, nobody around, no streetlights, dark as can be. And he says, "Get out of the car." I say, "What the hell is, what's going to happen at this point in time?"
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So we get out, and he puts me on the back of the cop car again. Same thing that we did before. I'm still handcuffed, and he takes everything out of my pockets this time. Not just wrist me. Takes everything out of my pockets. Goes back to the cop car. He's there for maybe 5-10 minutes.
No one around.
Nobody around. Other than this other little guy
Other than
that's...
the guy in the back of the seat.
Yep.
Is he Americana or
He's Mexican.
Mexican?
Yeah. He's handcuffed at the time as well. And so this cop's there for 10 or 15 minutes. It seemed longer in my mind, obviously, as you would think. Very freaked out at this point in time.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and he says, "Okay." Says, "I searched you. I didn't find any drugs. You're free to go." I'm like, thank the Lord, like,
Yeah.
good deal.
That's fucking awesome.
That's awesome. But it's weird too. It's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
This whole situation's a little bit
Yeah,
weird,
yeah. You're on candid camera.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what you're hoping for.
There's no candid camera in
But
Tijuana.
that's what
Mexico.
you're
That's what I'm
hoping
very
for.
much hoping for at this point in time. But so we so he gives me back he handcuffs me. He gives me back my stuff, and he says, "All right, you're free to go."
You're in the fucking warehouse district, though.
Oh yeah, I have no idea where I am at this point in time. And so this is what I should have done, Jeff, because I should have just left. But something about the situation was really weird, right? He said,
Yeah.
he took me to this really shady part of town, did all this stuff. I didn't know what was going on still. I was still that drunk American at this point in time. So I was about to leave. I took like one step to leave, and then I took a look in my wallet. No money. No dinero.
No dinero.
No dinero in that wallet. And so I said to him, "Where's my money?"
Oh, why would you do that?
Which is not a good thing to say to cops in Tijuana. Policia in Tijuana. And he said, "What do you mean?" And I said a little bit louder this time, "Where's my money?"
Because you're drunk on tequila.
Because I'm drunk on tequila and I want my money. And he said, "Are you accusing me of stealing?" I said, "No." And it must be the kind of the way that I said it.
Right.
Because I made kind of put the hands up in the air and said, "No, I'm not accusing you of stealing, but." And usually after you say "but," it doesn't end great. And so I said, "But you took my wallet. I had, maybe $150 at the time.
And now,
dinero.
dinero.
No dinero. Don't have any money." But it must have been the way that he said it, because at that point in time, he took me, he shoved me against the brick wall, took out his billy club, hit me twice, once in the back and once in the shoulder, re-handcuffed me, said, "You're going downtown and the judge is going to figure out in the morning."
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I thought at that point in time I was a goner.
Yeah.
Right.
You're fucked.
Yeah. I was like, well, if I spend a night in Mexican prison, it's not going to be the absolute end of the world, but it's pretty bad.
Pretty goddamn close.
It's pretty bad. Also, still no cell phone, right? And now no money. And we're leaving. I forgot to mention that we were leaving the next day to go back home. Our travels were over the next day.
Yeah, but I don't think you're gonna end up there.
Yeah. Well, the story continues.
Let's take a break. I think this is a good point for it. And we'll be back with the Tijuana horror story, as it's now been proclaimed. This public opinion announcement brought to you by Families Research Council.
We as humans need to have a real talk about spaying and neutering our loved ones. Okay, so 10 years ago, some old guy from a game show tells us we need to castrate our pets, and we're okay with it? For reals, it's ridiculous. Listen, Bob Barker, we get it. You old bastard, you don't like puppies? Snippity snap, clippity clip. Where have all the cute and cuddly kittens gone? If you love baby animals as much as I do, stop the snipping and clipping. For reals, people. For reals.
This public opinion announcement brought to you by the Families Research Council, where planning your parenting is a right. And we're back to the podcast. Let's just jump right back into it. I mean, let's go.
Yeah, so second time around, right? Shouldn't have said what I did to that cop, and and then I'm gonna go to jail.
Yeah,
go to Mexican jail. Yeah. I thought I was going to Mexican jail, and so this is the point in time where your mind starts racing, and you think you can't think of anything else to say. There's nothing that I can say in Spanish that's going to help the situation.
Did you at every point go, "I'm bigger than this guy, I can choke him out and like get out of this situation, like physically get out of it"? Did that ever cross your mind?
Not really. I mean, I probably could have if I really wanted to, if it came down to that. But
it didn't ever.
Again,
you
have that.
scared.
You're scared. You're drunk and scared, and in that state, being drunk, I wouldn't have been able to take him. I don't think. Now, I might have been able to, but you have this preconceived notion of what a police officer is supposed to be like.
Right, in America.
we see American police officers, and obviously it's not that way these days,
Right.
as it used to be. But you see like the serve and protect, and
Right.
you know
And that-
you're thought to just obey them, and
Yeah.
at least for the most part.
But you're in a different country.
But this is a totally different country, and so at that point in time, I thought, yeah, this is it. I mean, no cell phone. I'm sure they don't have Sprint chargers. In Mexican
No
jail.
funny.
Yeah.
No funny money.
No-
No money at all.
No money at all. Yeah. I don't have any money, obviously, because he's taking it. So we're driving around for a little bit, and I'm just thinking, am I gonna wake up in a bathtub, in some ice, and have one kidney missing in the morning? I mean, these are thoughts that run through your mind at this point in time.
Christ.
And so we drive around Tijuana for, another 15 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes, and stop in this other desolate part of Tijuana. Same type deal, different part of town, same type deal. Completely dark, nobody around, abandoned buildings, things like that. And we stop, and the same charade happens. We get out of the car, I get behind the car
Is that
again.
dude still in the car with you?
Dude's still in the car.
Okay.
Guy's still in the car. And the cop pats me down, takes everything. I'm not sure that he's probably put the things back in my pocket at that point in time. So he takes them out again, goes into his cop car again, comes back 10 minutes later and says, "Good news. I have good news." Oh, great. I'm glad you
Yay.
finally have good news for me. So he says, "Good news. I found your money." I said, "Oh, really?"
Oh, what?
"Oh, yeah, I found your money."
Oh.
And he says, "Yeah, this little Mexican guy stole it from you."
Oh.
I said, "Oh, really?"
Oh.
The same Mexican guy that's been handcuffed next to me in the back seat the whole time
Yeah.
stole my money from me.
Yep. He found it.
He found it. He found that the cop is
Yay.
such a nice guy. Such a nice guy that he
At this point.
that he found my money. Can you believe that?
That's
He's-
amazing.
he's-
So he beat you with a billy club,
Right.
a nightstick,
Yeah, absolutely.
for
That-
accusing you for stealing his money
That happened. Yes.
or your money, and then magically found it because the guy in handcuffs in the back seat had stolen it.
It's like the reverse Robin Hood, man. It's like,
Right.
so
Okay. Okay, so he gives you your money back,
yeah, gives me my money back.
wallet.
Everything
Keys?
like this. Yeah, keys. I think he gave me back my keys because I'm pretty sure I had the keys at that point in time. Which is good. But yeah, so he gives me back my money and my keys, and he says, "You're free to go." And he says, "I found your money." So
I bet you didn't argue with him this
I
time.
looked in my wallet. I found a nice crisp $10 bill.
Oh, yay!
$10, and of course that was all my money.
Yeah.
At that point in time, I wasn't gonna argue with him. And so he handcuffed me and said, "All right, you're free to go," which was great.
But you're in Tijuana, where you don't know where you're at. You
yeah.
have no idea where you are.
Oh
How
yeah,
do you-
that part of that's right. That's right. I was
You're in the
completely
warehouse
lost.
district
I'm in the warehouse district. Absolutely.
of Tijuana at now what 3 o'clock in
Oh,
the
it's
morning?
probably 3:30, something like that.
How
Yeah.
do you get back?
So the last thing that I remember from the night is just walking from door to door. I mean, this is an abandoned district right here, so just walking in a random direction, and just saying "Donde está America?" Where is America? Where is
Yeah.
America? And somebody would point a finger this way, and I just follow that direction.
And
somebody
did you ask another person and they point
Yeah,
a different
same-
way,
same-
or they
No, I mean
point the same way?
they point across
who are
somebody.
these
and,
people like? just-
vagrants or whoever's out in the morning at 3:30 in the morning
Jesus
in
Christ.
Tijuana. So just random people,
Holy
good Samaritans, I guess you would
Yeah,
call.
yeah.
Just trying to get a gringo back to his home country. But the last thing that I remember,
Angeles.
absolutely, yeah. And so
That's angels.
they were angels. They were my angels, Jeff. They were my angels that night.
So did you
They didn't
make it
point me back in the opposite direction
Yeah,
towards
yeah.
that police officer.
deeper into the burrows? No, so you make it back to the border?
Yeah, so we make it back to I make it back to the border, and I do recall that I did actually have to jump a fence to get back into America that night.
No shit.
Yeah, jump a
Why?
fence. I mean, I couldn't find the place where we'd entered the U.S. And so
So you just found
yeah,
a fence
there was
and
a
you
fence.
jumped
There
it.
was a fence. I saw America on the other side. So
Turns out it was just the back of a Home Depot.
Oh yeah, jumping a fence at 3:30 in the morning. You know, you probably get shot these days if you try to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, jumped a fence and found my buddy John at the old PT Cruiser sitting there.
He was there.
He was there.
How did you know where the PT Cruiser was?
Yeah,
like you were in a location that was similar to.
It was close. I mean,
Okay.
we figured it out. But at that point in time, you know, I was just so glad to see him. You know, probably still very.
He was at the PT.
He was at the PT Cruiser, yeah.
sleeping.
No, he was just hanging out. He was eating a sandwich on the top of the PT Cruiser. I said, "Where'd you get the money?"
Waiting for you.
Yeah, waiting for me.
How many hours was he there?
Oh, probably 3-4 hours, something like that at least.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. So what happened? What happened?
See, what had happened was.
What had happened? See, it all makes sense now. So he was waiting and he was eating a sandwich. I said, "Where'd you get the freaking money to eat a sandwich?" Right? They said, "Oh, with my debit card." Okay, you know, whatever. But what had happened is we decided before we went to Tijuana that only one person would carry cash. It would just make it easier. Everybody would pay for something and then we'd pay each other back. And so I had all the money. And what had happened is he had went outside that club to make a phone call and they were going to charge him a cover to get back in. And I had all the money and he didn't have the money. And so, you know, he tried to call me. I was dancing with those women. I was preoccupied. They wouldn't let him back in, so he went back to America. And that was it.
Wow.
That was it. So,
Holy cow.
yeah, so
You survived barely.
barely survived.
Barely.
So one of us drove the PT Cruiser back to my great aunt's place, who kindly had left the screen door open at 4 in the morning for us. We got some nice shut eye, and then we took the next flight back to Greenville, South Carolina, the next day, and that's how I survived Tijuana.
Jesus Christ. Whew. Modern folklore, folks. We're just going to cut that out. I'm going to cut all this out because this is just ramblings of a drunk person.
Sure.
Until I come up with something great.
You want me to come up with something great
Yeah, go for it.
about Tijuana or about something else?
No. No, I need to figure out how to transition to New Orleans. Because every story after that's going to suck dick on my end. That's an hour and 15 minutes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's pretty long for a podcast.
No, it's not. No, podcasts nowadays are about 2 hours. That's not. That's pretty normal.
You could do.
How do we transition into New Orleans?
You could just say, I don't know. You could ask about like.
We could do another commercial break.
I know exactly how. I'll use my guitar skills, dude.
No, please don't.
It's gonna happen, dude.
Nope.
We have to have a transition.
Nope.
So you could just say something like so what happened after then, like you know, I could say so from I don't know, I could say
That's been years.
lived life a little bit, had a few experiences.
Hold on 1 second. I'm getting it. See how the mic is coming into my forehead?
Yeah, right.
That's how I get it. God damn it.
Could do
Listen, Dan, we're going to try and transition from Tijuana, Mexico, down to New Orleans.
okay.
Nolans. Which was your most recent awesome story, by the way.
debacle, yeah, if you will.
Yeah. We seem to have a lot of these.
You know, I don't know.
I'm
what
not sharing
happens.
enough.
You should share more.
I think I should share more.
Share something for me. I'm telling all these stories. I want to hear one of yours.
So you're doing a bachelor party down in New Orleans, right?
Yeah, this past weekend. Sure.
You just got back.
Just got back. Yep.
All right. I do have a bachelor party story.
Well, let's hear it.
Vegas.
Oh, really? That's the place. That's the place to go for bachelor parties. So I've heard.
It is. That's what they tell me. It was fun. It was. Have you ever spent $5,000 and not realized it?
No, I've spent some money before, but you've actually made some money. I mean, I thought you just had 500, and then all of a sudden we're talking about 5,000.
No, I have a job now.
Oh, you have a. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
little thing.
yeah. No, this was about I want to say 7 years ago.
Okay.
But this was a bachelor party for a friend of mine, high school friend of mine, and he had it in Las Vegas.
Crazy times in Vegas.
No,
not at all. Yes.
So you're about to tell a story about losing your phone in New Orleans and your wallet.
Right.
I want to do a pre-story.
Sure. I want to hear it.
All right, so I'm in Vegas for a bachelor party, and we're staying at the awesome Caesar's Palace. I think there's 7 guys there.
Sounds like a bachelor party to me.
Yeah, that's a bachelor party.
Yeah.
And we have hotel rooms at Caesar's Palace. We get them at a discount. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Friends of friends hook us up. So anyway, we end up going out that night, and we end up at a strip club.
They have those in Vegas?
A gentleman's club.
Oh, a gentleman's club.
A gentleman's club.
A gentleman's, ladies.
Titled Sienna. Yeah, one of those places.
That's her real name, by the way.
Yeah, that's birth certificate name. No, but we end up there, bottle service, popping bottles on the ice, getting slizzer. Yeah, we do all that. And anyway, I turn around, my friends are gone, which happens in Vegas. You just lose contact. Like
New Orleans?
Crazy. Yeah, you just lose contact with everyone. You're gone.
Spoiler alert.
Your phone's dead. It's Vegas. You're fine.
It's a bachelor party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where the Caesar's Palace is. You know where your room
you're
is
gonna
at.
find Caesar's Palace.
Right.
You're gonna find
You
your
got your
room.
room key. You're fine. Anyway,
Was it fine?
I get in the cab. I hail a cab. Taxi.
Hail
Hail a
Caesar.
cab.
Hail cab to
Yeah,
Caesar.
exactly. Hail cab to Caesar. Exactly. So, gentleman, real nice dude, talkative. I'm sitting in the back seat, drops me off in front of Caesar's Palace. Walk up there, go to pay him, and I don't have my wallet.
That's a problem.
Yeah, I lost it at the strip club. That's a bigger problem
That's a bigger problem.
because that
Does
mother
Sienna have it?
is gone. No,
Sienna took your wallet.
I think so. Sienna took
Oh,
my
man.
wallet. Yeah. No, well, so I've got no room key. I've got no way to pay the taxi driver. He cusses me out and burns rubber, gets the hell out of there. I'm sitting on the front steps of Caesar's Palace on the main drag in Vegas. I go up to the clerk at the front desk. I say, listen, here's what happened. I'm sorry. I don't know where my friends are. I can't find them. Can I at least get in my room? She goes, what's your name? Oh, we can't verify that. I'm sorry. There's nothing we can do. So I'm just sitting on the front steps like little rascals, you know, like twiddling my thumbs.
Little Rascals in Vegas. At what time was this? Very.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hell if I know. I've got no phone. That's gone. No wallet. That's gone. No friends. Don't know where they are. I'm by myself in Vegas. No way of getting anywhere.
All you have is Sienna.
No, she's gone too.
Oh, she's gone. Man.
I'm by
Nothing.
myself, man. So I'm sitting on the front steps, on the porch of the Sierra. No, on the front steps, and like head in hands, really down. All of a sudden, this cabbie flies up to the main steps, like slams on his brakes, dynamites the brakes,
Good sound
rolls
effect.
his window down. Yeah, thanks. The passenger window down, yells at me, "Hey man, here's your wallet. I got your wallet right here. So I run down there. It's the same taxi cab driver that dropped me off. Somehow, my wallet fell out of my pants into the back seat. The people he took back to their hotel found it, gave it to him. Every cent, every dollar was in there. Every card, everything was in there. No lost money, no lost anything. Everything was in there. I had $200 in my wallet at this point. I took out $200. I handed it to the dude. I said, "Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for finding my wallet." He goes, "This is too much, it's too much, it's too much." I'm like, "No, just take it. I got everything I need. Like, I am so happy right now. Like, I'm able to live in Vegas for one more." I had plane tickets in there. I had everything. Everything was in there. I had my ID in there. I couldn't get on a plane to get back home without this thing. Gave him $200. He drove off. I was like, "Oh my God."
Ladies and gentlemen, your podcast host is a very generous man.
No, I'm not. Dude got me back to Oregon. Like, I had nothing. I'd have been in Vegas for like 5 more days probably, trying to get everything figured out. And borrowed God knows how many dollars from my friends to get home. Like, ugh, gut-wrenching.
There are honest people in this world, ladies and gentlemen.
I sat on the step for an hour. No, that's not. Probably a half hour, though. He had to take someone to their, probably a half hour with nothing. No friends, no nothing. Gone. Terrifying.
Do you send him Christmas cards now?
No, that same night I got my wallet, though. I took out a bunch of money from my account and ended up on the back side of the Bellagio where they load the docks. Like, food comes in for the restaurants and everything. Like, on the back side, and I end up meeting this dude that's trying to find cocaine. And I'm like, "Oh, I can help you find where cocaine is. I can find cocaine." So him and I are walking downtown Vegas. And I'm like, "Cocaine, cocaine, this guy needs cocaine. Cocaine, everybody." Well, anyway, I found this dude. They do the drug deal right next to me. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is the dumbest idea. The back of the Bellagio doing drug deals. What is wrong with me? Anyway, I finally make it to the front side of the casino. It's so dark back there, by the way. Oh, my God. Like, you could get shivved in a second. No one you'd be gone. Anyway, make it to the front side of the Bellagio, and I'm walking down the sidewalk, and I see my friends walking up the street. Finally. So I started doing the Hunter S. Thompson, like, crazy drug walk. And they fall out laughing, and they're like, "Jesus Christ, you've been gone for like 4.5 hours." I was like, "You have no idea what I just went through. I made a coke deal. I lost my wallet, lost my phone, lost everything. Couldn't find my room key. Everything was gone. I thought I was going to have to hitchhike home. All in the matter of 4 hours."
That's what happens in Vegas.
What happens in Vegas does not stay in Vegas, by the way. Especially not herpes.
Herpes does not stay anywhere.
We're going to take a break. Because we got a great bachelor party story coming up. For you, the listener. And for you, the non-listener. Yeah, the people that view the text. Like, they do the subtitles. Yeah, they do it on YouTube. So the viewer... So So this is for the listeners and the subtitle viewers.
Hey, lady, did your doc just stitch on a pear and a poke? Are you new to the world of a dude? We at Swinging Banana feel your pain. Can't get the support you need from your old G-string? 'Cause girl, you got a wang. Come on down to the Swinging Banana. We got the fit and style to make your fresh loins smile. When those new bells swing and clang, cinch them boys up with a banana sling. Find us now on the interweb or a brick and mortar store near you.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
We're back from the break.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, and we added another person to the laugh track.
Another...
It's not canned laughter.
A couple more...
Man's laughter.
Couple more beers, couple more people. It's a beautiful world.
Yep. That's how it happens here in
I
the
know.
world of podcasting. turn the mics on and everyone wants to have some fun. Let's do it.
Sure.
You just got back from New Orleans.
I did. Correct.
How was it?
Well, it's everything you would think New Orleans could be and more, really.
You were there for a bachelor party.
I was.
Nola.
NOLA, baby, first time. Thursday through Sunday. Yep.
Awesome. Can we get the cliff notes?
Sure. What
Whoa,
notes do you
hold
want?
on.
Okay.
What part of these cliff notes are we getting?
You're getting the slightly edited version of the cliff notes.
All right.
So read into my words, people, and you'll know a little bit more. But cliff
All
notes
right.
version.
You get to the hotel.
Yeah. Hotel.
Go for it.
Okay, great. So yeah,
Cliff notes.
Cliff notes version. So yeah, Thursday night we get to the hotel. We check in. Everybody's very, very friendly there that weekend. I'm surprised at how friendly they actually are. And so we get to the front desk. We check in, and me and another friend are the first people there. And front desk attendant says, "What are you gentlemen here for?" He says, "Are you gentlemen here for decadence?"
Ooh.
Decadence. And he says, "No, not. I don't think so. we're here for a bachelor party. We're not here for."
Yeah, but it's a friendly city.
Well, yeah,
so
decadence
maybe
is
decadent.
It's nice to be decadent every once in a while, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Cliff Notes version. We say thank you. We get our room keys. We are told that there's a pool at the 7th floor.
Ah, nice.
We go to the elevator. Some nice gentlemen have opened the door for us and said, would you gentlemen like a ride up to your floor? We say, yeah, absolutely. Thank you. People are really, really nice here.
Yeah. Super friendly.
Yeah, super friendly. And so, we ride the elevator up, and everybody's, pretty friendly. And then we go check out the pool on the 7th floor. And, we get up there, and they're even more friendly, I would say, on the 7th floor pool than a lot of gentlemen enjoying themselves. And this is Mardi Gras.
Is it fair to say it was Gay Pride Week?
Yes, Decadence is Gay Pride Week in New Orleans.
Okay,
Yes,
gotcha.
yes.
And you were there for a bachelor party. Let
We're
me
there for a
reiterate that
very
part.
heterosexual.
And also, on top of that, your friend bought you matching tank tops for this bachelor party.
That is correct. My good friend who didn't know any better thought it'd be a good idea to buy blue matching tank tops for this
and they're not
bachelor
just
party.
regular blue; they're azul.
Azul, very 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 bright blue, very bright blue, if you will.
Yeah, and there's a march downtown.
Yeah, a little bit of people who
Some haterade.
some people who didn't like gentlemen with other gentlemen. Some microphones, some speakers, and everything like that. A couple guys in tank tops just trying to have a good time. We don't want to get hated on. This is New
How
Orleans.
was the confrontation?
I think I was told I was going to hell, and I asked if it was because I was wearing a tank top, and I was told that yes.
Which may be true because you're pasty.
I am very pasty. I should never wear a tank top.
That's probably what he was talking about.
It's probably exactly what he's talking about.
It wasn't.
Jesus hates me because I wear tank tops. That's
I kind of
basically
agree.
Yeah, you agree. Yeah. Well,
So, Gay Pride Week, it's actually really fun.
it's fun. Yeah, good
It's a
times.
great time.
More women for the rest of us. So for these heterosexual males on their bachelor parties,
Bachelor
it's a good
party.
time.
That sounds great. And
A lot of live music, a lot of good food.
I noticed
Great
when you
culture.
got here, the phone you had wasn't the same one you left with.
Everything you hear about New Orleans is true, Jeff. It's everybody had said, protect your phones, protect your wallets, your keys
Pickpockets.
from pickpockets. And one night into the trip, where's my phone? Who knows? And the credit card, who knows?
They can be very nice there.
Very nice. Very nice.
Almost too nice.
Almost too nice. That's you are correct about that.
All right. Well, we got to end this podcast.
Do we? Really?
We do.
Oh,
we
man.
do, actually. Unless
been a
you got
pleasure.
something else.
It's been so fun.
No,
Do
we
you have anything else?
Yeah, I've got tons of stories. I've got thousands.
Well, maybe I'll have to listen to the
Especially
next
the
card.
gay ones. To go along with the gay pride theme,
Yeah, I've got tons of those.
follow along in that.
Jeff, is there something that you want to say right now to the podcast world?
Yeah.
Okay, this is your time, so
Balls in your court.
Falls in my court.
yeah, say whatever you want to say.
We've got another podcast coming up. and it may or may not feature Gay Pride Week. But that's all I have. That's all I have for now.
That's a wrap.
Put a shirt on it. Hold on, I'm trying to think of another Gay Pride. Oh, I do have tons of them.
I was gonna say you gotta be mindful though, like with these podcasts, not to offend
Yeah,
you know,
you can't offend
you
people.
can't offend people that are gay or like people that are gay or
I know. You and your contact lenses. Jesus Christ.
it's hard to be politically correct about it because I was saying like stuff with like this little Mexican guy, but that's just what I say, but I probably should say something different with that. But
He was a small Mexican guy.
Yeah.
That's true.
You were in Mexico. That's just a fact.
You're not saying things that aren't real.
it's true.
He's a citizen of Mexico, and he has a smaller statue.
There's nothing wrong with that
Nothing wrong with that.
at all, actually.
We could tell like another story or something.
Hold on, 1 second. I do have a gay story, Dan.
You do.
I do. Gay Pride.
Gay Pride, baby.
Whoop,
Gay
whoop.
Pride. They're fun people.
Yeah, in Michigan, Grand Rapids. I lived in a condo with an ex-girlfriend of mine, and we lived above the gay bar. She wasn't there for the summer. It was just me by myself.
Trouble.
Yeah, living above the gay bar. But
Is there a reason why she's an ex?
it was called Rumors.
Rumors. I see.
Yeah.
Apparently they were true.
So anyway, yeah, met some guys out in front of the building. Anyway, one thing led to another. Yeah,
It's always these stories always start one thing led to another.
Fast forward 1 year, and I'm hanging out with a friend of mine. His friend actually lived in the same building that I lived in. He was a gay man that went to that bar all the time because he lived above it.
Sure.
And he took us to a bar near there. I don't know where exactly it was. But I got really drunk because this dude was buying shots all night. In fact, he said, if I go to the bar with him, there was
You were his date for the night, right?
there was three of us, three dudes.
Okay.
If we went to the bar with him, he would buy drinks all night. But we had to go to a gay bar because we always drug him to a straight bar. Fair. That's fine. And I'm thinking, yeah, I hear stories all the time about gay bars being hopping with chicks. This is great. And free drinks. Awesome. Go to a gay bar. No women.
It's not what you imagine.
No. Nope. Yeah. But he's buying drinks all night, and we're having a great time.
Sure.
Yeah, just three friends. And his friends come, and it's fun. It's great.
Yeah, good times.
Having a great time. And I drink so much I get sick. And I leave the bar to walk outside to get some fresh air. And I'm sitting on the curb next to the bar. And this dude pulls up in a Ferrari. No, it's a BMW. It's a BMW.
Nobody wants to cry after listening to this podcast.
I'm sorry, it was a Porsche. I'm sorry, it was a Porsche. It was a Porsche.
Okay.
With the top down. And he goes, "Hi, my name's Peter. Can I suck your dick?" And I said, "Nice to meet you, Peter. No, I'm good. I'm good."
It's a good way to let somebody down easy.
Yeah. So I walk back into the bar. I'm like, "Listen, I want to get out of here." And the friend of my friend is like, are you uncomfortable? Like, you seem weird. And I'm like, dude out in the freaking street just pulled up to me and told me he wanted me to get in his car so he could suck my dick.
It's pretty forward.
It's very forward. And he's like, oh, man, like, he's bummed out because, I mean, that shouldn't happen. That's like a greasy thing to do.
Yeah,
Gay or straight. Gay or
You
straight.
would never say that to anyone.
Yeah.
I would never do
Yeah.
that in my life.
Yeah, it was very forward. So he's upset by it.
Right.
Because
As she should be.
it's the first time he takes me to a gay bar, and
then
that
this
happens. Yeah.
Exactly.
So he's like, all right, let's go. And we get back to my friend's house, us three. And my friend's like, yeah, all I've got is this futon. I'm like, oh. He's got hardwood floors throughout the house. I'm like, well, that's great. So me and the gay guy are choosing straws to see who sleeps on the left side or the right side of this futon. And I tell him, I'm like, listen, man, I'm tired. I just got hit on by a dude outside of the bar. I'm going to go to bed. I don't care if you sleep in the same futon. I don't care. Just don't wake me up. He's like, and he's pissed at me for thinking that I would have this conversation with him, like, oh, overtones of I'm a gay guy and any guy I sleep with, I'm just going to molest in the middle of the night, like Michael Jackson.
Right. It's not.
And now I'm like, oh, God.
People need to understand each other.
Yeah, I just offended this guy, like, to the 10th degree. Like, holy shit. Now I feel like crap. I'm like, oh, man, now I'm sorry. So anyway.
What's the paranoia? It comes in from being hit on by a dude. Paranoia.
It was paranoia from the previous thing that had occurred in the fucking street. So anyway, we fall asleep. Everything was fine. He was a gentleman. Very warm, by the way.
Good.
Very warm.
Big spoon or the little spoon?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, little spoon.
Little spoon.
definitely.
Yeah, always little spoon.
Absolutely. That's why it was so warm.
Right.
That's how this podcast ends.
That's a great story.
Me as the little spoon. Well, you can check this podcast out on YouTube.
Not as awkward as it gets, but
No, I didn't. Nope. You can check this out on podcast. It's the Live Canary Live.
Live Canary Live.
Thanks, Dan, for coming on the podcast.
No problem, Jeff. My pleasure.
This thing took a few turns.
Yeah, we went places we didn't think we'd go. But I like it. Tijuana, yep.
Romani.
Yep.
Gypsy.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Black magic by the way.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Voodoo is alive and well in New Orleans for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I highly suggest dating women from New Orleans, by the way.
They cast a spell on you. It's not going to lie.
And I highly suggest dating them in the bathroom. You know how we end this?
How do we end this, Jeff?
Cue the music. We're out.
one could get undone. I said I tied them tight, yeah.